G'day and welcome to a new video. Been a fair bit going on here in the last few days. We've just come out of a bit of a heat wave and then had some massive storms. So let's have a chat about managing your lawn in a heat wave and a bit about what's been happening. One of the first things that you'll notice out here is this absolute blanket of white, which is Kikuyu seed head. This seed head, a lot of people ask about it and it often tends to come up when your lawn is under stress. I don't even know if you can see that. And so yeah, we've just come off 3 days that were sort of 35, 36, 37 sort of range. My car said 40 yesterday. So it's been really warm. We've had a fairly stable sort of summer. We're 2 weeks left in summer and all of our temps have been just around about the average. It feels like it's been a below average summer, but really we've just had sort of beautiful weather, I guess, around that 25, 26 kind of mark. A lot. But yeah, yesterday, even right now I'm standing here and I can hear chainsaws all around. We have trees down all over the place. I've got barely any phone reception, no power in the house. We might not have power for around 3 days. I heard someone say this morning maybe 7 days. So it's crazy. I don't even know when I'm going to be able to upload this video. And so obviously there's bigger issues in the world at the moment, but something that's fantastic for the lawn with the thunderstorm that we had yesterday was the nitrates that come in a thunderstorm and how much that can really give the lawn a boost. We had 11 mils of rain that came with it. Felt like a lot more, but yeah, we had a nice little bit of rain, and after the heat, the soil temperature's nice, get some water into it. A pretty good result. If we're thinking purely about grass. Now, something that is important in a heat wave is how you manage watering your lawn and looking after it to nurse it through that really high and heavy temperatures. I've got a few tips for you today in that sort of field. Something else that's really important is keeping my mower sharp. 40 minutes between the last clip because I didn't have the drill bit I needed, lost it somewhere, so trip to Bunnings, that's always good. But yeah, look, I have not backlapped this mower enough. I broke the reel on it after probably 2 months of owning it or something like that, so it got professionally sharpened. I've probably only backlapped like 4 times and I really should do it. I want to do it every sort of 3 weeks or so. The quality of this machine, it allows me to get complacent and I don't backlap it enough. But anyway, we'll apply some paste and we'll get it cutting nice and clean. Super crispy cut now on that mower, which is fantastic. As you can see here, been doing a bit of work on this veggie garden, so I'm really excited to get this flourishing and growing some nice vegetables. I'm not sure how much I can grow, let me know in the comments. Sort of March time, what's good to plant then, but I had these steel posts here, thought it'd be easier to wrap them in 90mm pine decking instead of ripping the whole things out and concreting in new posts, because these were perfectly plumb and square. So filled in my joins, gonna get them painted, gonna get a nice picket fence on there, which will be beautiful. Lawn care in a heat wave, there are 2 things that are really important. That's strengthening the root system. So during the heat of summer, potassium, phosphorus, really important nutrients, not so much pushing nitrogen with your fertilizers, but getting in some really good root stimulants to improve the health of your lawn. That way, even just a hose-on bottle of sea salt or something like that is better than nothing to help your lawn and help the root system to survive. Because even if sometimes you get some death on that top growth, if you can get nutrients into your roots, that's gonna help. Another thing that's really important is soil wetter. I've made a few videos about soil wetter and wetting agents, helping to absorb more water, to use less water. Sometimes on really hydrophobic soil, the water is just not going to get absorbed because the soil is going to repel it and it's just going to run off and not actually do what you want to do when you water it. In terms of watering, lawns need about 25 mils of rain per week, and obviously that's going to fluctuate because when it's a week of 18 degrees in summer, which is possible in Victoria, you're not going to need as much water then, and I can't put figures on it, but you're not going to need as much. Weeks when you have 3, 4, 5 days over 35, you're going to be needing a lot more water. Some of the weather that's been particularly in Perth recently, super hot. And you know, so their watering requirements and soil wetter frequency is going to be higher than here in Victoria, where it's been, like I said, a bit more up and down, or even a bit more stable, to be honest. Yeah, down here in Victoria, we had so much rain through sort of November, December, and then in the last 5 weeks before that rain, I just checked before, we had in 5 weeks, we had 15 mils. So a massive drop off. So our lawns were just getting so much rain, and then all of a sudden it's just been cut basically. So, you know, a lot of people have been caught out, and I probably think even just driving down my street, there was so much green in early to mid-January, and now in the last 5 weeks when it's really dried out and we've had some more heat, it's just dried out really quickly, yellowed off really quickly. So, you know, it's things to be aware of. Track your rainfall so that you know when you might need to water and get that out there. I made there while I was mowing is that when I've been using my scarifier to run over here and thin it out a bit, which I did on Friday, so 4 days ago, is that it's just a little bit too aggressive to be on the second tallest setting. I really need to get up to that tallest setting, although I wish there was one sort of in between both to just be nicking and thinning out the canopy a bit more. I feel like it's been a bit too aggressive in certain spots, and the color that you see, which is not that great, it's pretty good, but it's, you know, not that great, is because a lot of the stolons have been just ripped up too much, and you can just see too much of the, I guess, the side of it. So yeah, I think that very tallest setting every couple of weeks would be the go, maybe instead of the second highest every 3 or 4 weeks. But when it comes to watering as well, please make sure you water your lawn in the morning, especially when there's up and down weather, humidity, all that sort of stuff. You don't want to be watering your lawn at night and encouraging fungal disease. So get your lawn watered in the morning. A question I remember having a lot when I was first getting into lawn care was, is it better to do a big water just before a heat wave starts, in the middle, once it's over? And I think the best way to go, if you're only going to sort of choose one, is to load up on water before a heat wave. So even the day before or the morning of that first really hot day, my logic is, you know, you think of it, if you're going to go on a really long run, you would rather be full of water before you go than when you get back being absolutely parched, dying for a drink of water, you know, waiting till the end. So get your lawn hydrated pre-heat wave. Some of those days mid-heat wave, it can be 30 degrees early in the morning, you know, so it's going to be losing a bit of that water to evaporation anyway. So water nice and early, water at the start of a heat wave. Really, when it's really hot, you should be aiming to water twice a week anyway. So yeah, you probably, in the heat wave we just had that lasted really only 3 days, 3 really hot days, and then a little bit either side, but you're probably looking to do it the first day of that heat wave, the first mild day, which is today, ignoring the fact that us personally here just got a lot of rain last night, and then still be, if it's really, really hot, watering every 3 or 4 days, that sort of twice a week at the peak of summer. And when it does come to mowing as well, you want to avoid mowing in the heat of the day as much as possible. It's one of those things though, sometimes you just have to mow when you've got the chance, and that might always be at a certain point in time when you get home from work before you got to pick the kids up, or who knows what it is. But really, if you can, try to get out early, or even mow in the evening. Try to stay off it in the absolute heat of the day. And yeah, look, I was also thinking for today about trying to add some curves into this pattern. Basically 2 weeks from today, I should be finishing off my scarifier, moving into my core aeration. So I've got one big lawn renovation coming this season. I've only been working on this lawn 1.5 years. I've got a lot of work I want to do on it to continue to level it out, to core aerate, to top dress with sand, to improve my drainage, throughout this next winter. So yeah, look, to be honest right now, I just can't be bothered trying that curve pattern. But look, I do hope you have enjoyed the video. Hopefully a few tips in there to help you to get through a heat wave and think about things you can be doing to your lawn to get through it. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.